everybody. So in this lecture, I'm going to go over how you can navigate Canvas for our class. So you'll notice that this is a 5A class and a different semester. Don't worry about that. Everything that you need to know about Canvas is still going to be the same regardless of which class or which semester you're in. All right, so a couple of things that we use for Canvas. First of all, it's important that you know how to log in. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So if you just do a simple Google search or, whichever browser you use for Fresno State Canvas, that's going to take you to this website here. Apologies, my internet is going really slowly at the time that I'm recording this. All right, so I would probably just go ahead and make a bookmark for this somewhere, where it's easy to access, because you will need to use Canvas quite a bit for our class and for probably other classes on campus. So what you're going to do is log into Canvas here. And for me, because all of my credentials are saved on my laptop, it's just going to take me right to where I need to go. If it is your first time, or if you're having any trouble with logging into Canvas, these are all of the things that you need to have access to. So first, you can get help during regular business hours by just dropping by this Zoom link, emailing, or calling them on the phone here. After hours, you can still fill out a Canvas support form, and someone's going to get back to you the next day. And you might have to set up your Wi-Fi in a weird way for Canvas or for just accessing the Wi-Fi in general. So just be aware that all of these things are here right there next to that login button. So to log into Canvas, we want to make sure that we're clicking this one, not this one, because you guys are all Fresno State users. We want to click this button to log into Canvas. I need Jeopardy music while we're waiting for things to load. All right, so once you get to Canvas, you're going to see your dashboard. So this is kind of your home base for every time you log into Canvas. This is what you'll see. Eventually, these classes right here will populate, and you'll see a different little kind of link for every class that you are in. So you'll need to go to our class. So those will be published by the time you guys are seeing this. So you'll click whichever class you're in, right? And then that's how we're going to get to kind of our home base for English 5A or 5B or 10, depending on which one you're in. Before we do that, though, just a couple things to notice about your dashboard. You can see all of your different courses here. You can see what's coming up and things that are due by clicking on your calendar. And then if things are due, pretty soon, you'll notice those things here. Don't worry about these. This is stuff that, my Canvas wants me to look at, so you don't have to worry about those. Another thing that I want you guys to notice is over here on this side, there's a bunch of different little links, right? So the first one is your account. As part of your very first assignment, I do ask you to update your account with your name, a picture, all of that good stuff. So you'll want to go ahead and click on your account and then click on profile, and that's going to take you over to your profile so that you can customize all of that and make sure that we know who we're talking to when we see each other on Canvas and so on. So if you just click edit profile, it'll allow you to put a picture there. You can include contact information and a biography if you would like to. You can see mine's a little bit outdated. I need to update it as well. So that's one thing to be aware of. Then the next button is your dashboard, which is just kind of like your home screen for all of your classes. You can look at your courses individually here. You can look at your calendar there. And then the inbox, this is an important feature that we'll use often. This is how you're going to email people throughout Canvas. So you can email other people in your class. You can email me. and your other teachers and other people in your other classes. So make sure that you're checking this frequently and make sure that you get familiar with how to use that as another way to communicate with your teachers and classmates. Another thing I wanted to point out to you guys that is useful is this help button. So if you click here, you'll notice that you can search Canvas guides for different things. So for example, if I tell you to upload a picture of your annotations for an article, for example, and you don't know how to upload a picture to Canvas to the assignment that we're working on, you can click on the Canvas guides and say, how do I upload a picture to a discussion? And then you'll find an article that walks you through that. So make sure that you're using those Canvas guides. You can also find links to the help desk, links to that after hours Canvas support, links to support that is available pretty immediately on Monday through Friday during business hours. And then if there's a problem with Canvas, like something isn't working the way that it should, you can report that here. You can also post a question to the Canvas community. So if you're looking for a help article and you can't find it, you can post a question here and lots of folks will jump on and answer your question for you. Another thing that you can access here is your student portal, so you can get there as well. All right, so those are all of the kind of general things that are available. Now we're going to look at our course specifically. So let's take a look. I have it pulled up in another tab here. So you'll notice that this is what 5A looks like once you click on it. And 5B and 10 are organized exactly the same way. I'm just using 5A as an example here. So you'll always have this module up at the top. Remember that modules are just the kind of online folders that we have all of our stuff organized into on Canvas. So each week you'll see a new thing like this, which is a module. Those are posted on Sundays, or they become available on Sundays. And every Sunday you should log into Canvas and just look at what's coming up for the week. However, this one stays here all the time because this has a bunch of useful information that you might need throughout the semester. So the first thing that you're going to see in our welcome module is a page called Where Should I Start? So this is the first thing that I want you to check out when you go to Canvas. And it has basic information about your class specifically. So this will look, slightly different for 5A, 5B, and 10. It will have a to-do date that is, reflecting when you need to get this thing done by. However, note that to-do dates do not necessarily mean you're turning in an assignment. It's just a reminder from Canvas that you need to read this information by a particular date. So you'll usually see that your schedules have a to-do date of like each Sunday or Monday, for example. So remember that to-do dates do not need to be turned in. The only thing that you do turn in for our class are things like discussions and whatnot. So those will tell you when they are due and how many points they're worth. All right, so where should you start? First, you'll need to just read through all of the things. Again, this is an old reminder, so we're now in fall 22, we're meeting in person, all that good stuff. Your remind info is different, right? So read over your particular Where Should I Start page. It will tell you all the things that you need to do during the first week or so of classes. And there's lots of relevant information in those, again, once they've been updated, right? So look at yours and see what's going on in class. After I'm done there, I'm going to click back to modules. You always want to come back to modules in our class because this is your home page. If you look at different things like assignments and whatnot, sometimes you'll get assignments that have different due dates because I've brought them over from other places and I'm not done changing them yet. So it can get confusing if you don't just kind of stick with modules. So always go back to modules and then go to your particular weekly module that you are working on that week, and only worry about things that are in that week's module. So that's the Where Should I Start page. The next thing that you're going to check out is how to get in touch with your groups. So I mentioned in our first day of class that everybody will be put into groups. These are going to be your people for the remainder of class. So we'll be working in these groups throughout the semester. It's important that you get in touch with these folks and you stay in touch with them. So you'll notice that there's a link here. If you click this link, it's going to take you to our group page. So I'm going to open it in a different tab. And you'll see that you've got a whole document all about groups. So all of my different groups are on this same document. So you'll need to scroll down until you find your class and your groups, and you'll see where your name is and who else is in your group. And we'll talk about these things in person as well. But if you are in class and you don't know how to contact your group by the point that you're seeing this lecture, make sure that you reach out to me in class or text me on the Remind app, and I'll help you with getting in touch. So the group document tells you exactly what to do here. So you're going to find your name on the table that's down at the bottom to see which group you're in. If your group has not gotten in touch right away, anyone can start the group email. However, I have assigned one way to figure out who that group leader is going to be. So look for the person with the most letters in their full name. That person is going to be your group leader. If that's you, then you should initiate contact with your groups. And if you're not sure how to do that, there's a link right here that tells you how to get in touch with people on Canvas. The next thing you need to do is decide how you're going to communicate with your group. So you've got a couple of options. You can email your group using the Canvas inbox to get started. And then from there, it's fine with me if you guys choose to go ahead with communicating via text, social media, calling each other, meeting on campus, whatever it is that you guys decide, that's totally fine. But your group needs to figure out a way that you can all communicate that works for everybody. Remember that you do not have to meet in person with your groups at any time outside of class. That's totally optional. Of course, I recommend doing that, but if you don't have time or if not everybody can make it, just a group text or a group email or whatever is fine. You'll be working in these groups for the rest of class, so make sure that you get in touch early to form a support system. Then there's some troubleshooting things that I included here for groups. So if you are not in a group, let me know. You can either choose a group to join, or I can encourage you to join a particular group and put you in that group on Canvas. If somebody isn't participating, please give them a few chances, reach out to them, help them understand how to join the group and, understand how you guys have chosen to get in touch. Make sure that you're trying to work with their schedule, right? Everybody is in very different phases and places in their lives. Some people work, some people have family that they need to take care of. So, be mindful of those things. But if they're still not participating, you can let me know, and I'm happy to reach out to them and see what's going on. If you are the only person participating in your group and you cannot get your other group members to cooperate and be a part of the team, and you've tried and it's just not working, let me know and I can put you in a different group that is there to participate and wants to participate so that you don't miss out on that group experience. If you do not want to be in a group, that is your call. I'm not going to force you to participate. I will say that students who collaborate and participate in groups always do better in class. They, remember their homework. They learn to ask for help. They get help and so then do better on their assignments, right? So I will say that it's like a research-based thing that having a community really does help you succeed. So please give your group a shot and try and make it work. However, if you choose to forego participating in your group and you just don't want to do it, that's fine. Just remember that you do have assignments that are due regarding your group. So you're going to also be choosing to miss out on those 50 points of group participation. So now we've gotten to the tables that show you all of the different groups. So you'll see I teach at multiple different colleges. So this is one group at one of the places that I teach. So you'll see a group of names here. You just find your name. Let's say I'm Javier. Then I am going to see who has the most letters in their full name, wait for that person to reach out. But if they haven't reached out after about, a day, then I'm going to go ahead and just initiate an email to all of these people and say, hey, we're in group 1. How do you guys want to communicate? Let's get to know each other and go from there. So that is groups. All right, so we've done groups. I'm going to head back to our modules page and continue working my way through the welcome module. So the next thing that I need to do is read the syllabus. You'll notice that we did go over the syllabus in class on the first day, so you might not need that right now. However, if you have a question about grading, attendance, different policies, or what we're doing on any given day, remember that the syllabus is the place that you should go first for those answers. So anytime you need it, you can click here to read the syllabus. It's also available right over here. So if you click on either one of these, those will take you to the syllabus. And then you can get to things within the syllabus by clicking on the different links that are on the very first page of our syllabus. If you need help navigating that, please let me know and I'm happy to help you out with that. The next thing that I want to show you is really important because, as you all know, if you were there for the first day of class, 5 tutoring appointments are required throughout the semester. So you can schedule your 5 tutoring appointments early, and I recommend doing that. Remember that there are lots of different places on campus that you can go to tutoring, and there are lots of different options in terms of how to do tutoring, right? So you've got options here. The first one is the tutoring schedule. So if I open this in a new tab, it's a little bit confusing at first, so I'm going to take a few minutes to just go over this and show you guys how it works. So this is tutoring through the Learning Center. You can access tutoring here in a variety of different subjects, but remember that for our class, you do need to go to tutoring 5 times for help with something that we are working on in class. So I encourage you to go to tutoring for all of your other classes as well, but you're only getting credit for going to the tutoring that is required for our class when you work on things related to our class. Okay, so if we go to tutoring, you can see all of the different options here. You can follow them on social media, which I recommend. You can join a virtual session and you can choose, a different tutoring time and different tutors and all of the subjects, all that good stuff there. And then the thing that I want you guys to look at here is the tutoring schedule. So if I click on this is going to tell me when tutors are available, in what format they're available, and what subjects are available. And it's updated each day. So you can see, for example, that for social sciences, there's somebody available in person and there's somebody available online. Anything that's in gray means that that tutor is not currently available at the moment, right? So this is updated in real time. So you can see, what's available at that particular time. You can also look at notes and updates. For example, this person had to cancel their Wednesday hours. This person doesn't start until Monday the 29th, and so on. So you can scroll through the tutoring schedule until you find a tutor that works in writing or English, right? So I'm going to look here to find someone that can help me with writing. And I see down here that all of these are writing tutors, but they're all out at the moment. However, I can see that they are available later on today, right? So I can go at 11:30 to 2 in person or 3:30 to 6 in person and drop in and speak with Holly about writing. It looks like Juan and Tabitha are both off today, but we have some other options, right? So we've got other options in person, and then we have someone who's available 5 to 6 today online. So remember that this is a schedule that is updated for the day that you're viewing it and the time that you're viewing it. Then you can also look at the regular schedule so that you can see all of the different, tutors who are available, the subject, and their hours all throughout the week. Okay, so take a look at all of those things, and you can just kind of drop by to see if a tutor is available, or you can schedule a tutoring appointment. So if you want to schedule, I would recommend doing that. Go to Bulldog Connect. You'll sign in using the same information that you do for your email and everything else, and they'll take you through how to schedule an appointment. If you get stuck with that, you can always stop by the Learning Center. They are in the library downstairs at the basement level. If you take the stairs or if you take the elevator, they're right there. You can't miss them. So go by in person, or you can call them Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And when my students have had trouble making an appointment, I've just given them a call, and they're able to make that appointment for us right then online so that the student has, an appointment and knows when to go. So don't be afraid to give them a call if you get stuck. All right, so those are some places that you can go for tutoring. Let me click back over. There's also the Writing Center. So this is another option for tutoring on campus. The Writing Center is a great option if you know that you need support throughout the semester and you want to have time where a tutor is devoted just to you and specifically to helping you. So you can join them on Zoom. And they also have one-on-one tutoring as well as small writing groups, so group tutoring. So if I wanted to get together with some friends and go, to tutoring at the same time together, I can do that. If you choose this option, it's going to be throughout the semester, and I believe you even get credit for like 1 credit for doing that. Additionally, if you choose the small writing groups option for the Writing Center, you will get some extra credit because not only will you get your 5 required tutoring sessions, but you will definitely get more tutoring sessions as well. So you can use those for those extra credit assignments. There's tutorials here. So there's a Writing Center spiel that tells you all about the Writing Center. There's one that tells you how to enroll in English 1, which is this small writing groups option. Remember, they won't give you any additional homework or anything like that if you choose to do this. It's just a place to go at a scheduled time where you have time where a tutor is specifically working with you on your writing. And then there's information here about how to help them or how they will help you with your writing. So all good stuff. All right. So keep in mind that, remember, tutoring is required, and these are the places that you're going to go when you are ready to schedule those appointments. Again, I can't stress this enough, schedule early. Your first tutoring is required, I believe, in like week 3. So I recommend finding where these places are and scheduling either in person or online right away. Okay, so we're going back to modules. I have gone through all of these things already, and now I'm going to go to where I need to get Canvas help. So now that you're starting to navigate Canvas and you're expected to use it every day for a class, I want you to have easy access to help when you need it. So remember that this welcome module stays here all the time. So if I don't know how to do something on Canvas, I'm going to click on this link. So this page has all kinds of information about all the things that you need, that you might troubleshoot with, various things that you might not know how to do on Canvas. So if I look down here, it takes me to that information that we saw earlier where I have all of the ways that I can contact people for help with Canvas. So make sure that you keep this handy so that if something goes wrong and you're just not sure how to navigate Canvas, you can go get that Canvas help right away. Okay, so back to modules. Remember, that's where I'm always going to go each time I go back to kind of my home base for my English class. So now you'll notice that right now we've got week 17, again, because this is an old class, so they finished everything already, right? But on your Canvas, it's going to have week 1. So you can look at week 1, and I'll go find it down here. There we go. So you can look at the week 1 schedule. Remember that every week you'll have a new schedule. So every week I want to start by looking at my schedule so that I know what's going on in my class and I'm able to, plan ahead for those things, right? So on your first week, there's just a little tutorial that tells you how to read the schedule of classes. But basically, you'll see the week and then the first date of that week here. This column no longer exists because now we're back in person. But next you'll see readings and lectures. So you'll see different things that you need to read. And when you see these things, there'll be links. So you can just click to go to these things from that page on the schedule. And then you'll also see reminders. So this is the most important thing to pay attention to, right? When is stuff due for class? So each week, what I would do if I were a student in this class is I would go to this schedule and then I would write these things down in my planner or, schedule them into my phone so that I know I have to read all of these things and then I have to turn this stuff in. So that's the schedule. I'm going to go back to modules. And I'm going to go back to week 1 and look at my assignment. So the first discussion, remember that every week you'll have at least 2 things that you're completing that are graded. Those are discussions, right? And they're due on Wednesday and Friday every week. So the first week, we don't have anything due on Wednesday because we're getting started, right? And in your case, for this particular semester, we also had some Canvas issues. So usually we don't have a first discussion that's due on Wednesday in week 1, but we do have one by Friday. So discussions look like this. It will tell you right here that it is a graded discussion. It will tell you how many points are possible, and it will tell you when it is due. Again, I'm using an old class as this example, so you'll want to pay attention to the dates that make sense for you and your class. So every time I get a new discussion, I'm going to read the directions here. So usually I will tell you what you need to have read and done before you start this discussion. In this case, you should have read the syllabus and you should have already gotten in touch with your groups. And I tell you maybe where to find those, or sometimes there's a link. And then I tell you the directions. So here's what you need to do. So I'm going to answer all of these different questions in my response. And then I'm going to submit that by the due date. And then I've done my first discussion. So how do we make a post on discussions? You just click this button right here, which says reply. I recommend when you are starting a discussion to go ahead and just copy all of this information, push Control-C so that you can copy it. And then I'm going to click reply. And now I see this text box where I can input all of my information, right? So I'm going to post that here. That way, what I can do as a student is down below this, I can go and make sure that I'm answering each individual thing. So I'll put 1, and then I'll start typing all the people that are in my group, right? And then number 2, this is what we're going to do if somebody stops contacting us. And just go through that and continue answering all the questions. When I'm done, I would delete all of this, leave just my answers, and then I would push post reply, and that is how I'm going to make sure that I have submitted my work. So I'm just going to type in sample response here and click post reply. And then it will show me, oh, why are you back? Canvas is weird sometimes. Maybe because it's a concluded class, I can't post to it, but my stuff will show up right here. So I can see, my typing, and that's how I know that I did, in fact, complete that discussion. All right, so back to the modules page. So discussions make up the vast majority of the work that you will complete here. You can respond to others on discussions as well, and that's a part of your requirements for discussions. So don't forget to do that. So after I posted my own, answer to the group goals, then I would go and respond to everyone in my group or to a few other classmates if my group members didn't have a post yet. So that's what you do for discussions. As we come to other assignment types, I will show you how to do those things in class. But if you ever have any trouble, remember to ask somebody in your group or ask me or ask a tutor, and any of those people will be able to help you out. Just a couple of other things before I wrap up this very long lecture. Make sure that you remember how to access the syllabus. You can go here or here to do that. You can also see your grades, and I won't open this because I don't want other people's information on the internet. But when I click on grades, I would be able to see if I missed any assignments, and I'll be able to see what grade I got on the assignments that I did turn in. Same thing with attendance. I can click here and see, that I was marked present or absent for each day of class. Remember, if you come in late or if I accidentally mark you absent or anything like that, to let me know. And then this tab has people. So I would click on this to go ahead and be able to figure out who is in my group and how to contact them. It's just another way to look at that information. So if I click on groups, then I can see my group and who is in it and all of that good stuff, so I know who to email. One other thing that you should be aware of and see, and I don't know why it's all the way at the bottom, is this IA Vital Source link. This is where I'm going to go anytime I need to access my textbooks. So when I click here, I'll see those online textbooks populate, and I can click on the one that I need to go to. I can navigate through, tables of contents and all that, or jump to a particular page, and that's how I'm going to access those textbooks. Remember that you do automatically get access to these by being enrolled in the class, and if you want to opt out, the details about how to do that are in the syllabus. So check those out and make sure that you do opt out by the date that is listed in the syllabus if you would prefer to. All right, so these are old courses again, so I don't have books for this particular course, but when you see that, or when you click on this, you will see, your materials come up. All right, back to the home page. So that is everything that you need to know about Canvas and how to use Canvas for our class. One other thing that you'll notice over here in the coming up section is that you will see specific reminders for our class once we're, going and things are starting to populate there. So for instance, you'll see that like your first discussion is due on Friday. And then it might tell you even what's coming up next week and so on. And if you want to see farther, you can view the calendar. But remember that I only update things 1 week at a time. So if you see weird due dates and things, don't pay attention to those. Just pay attention to the due dates that are in your schedule for your class each week. All right, if you have questions or you get stuck with trying to navigate Canvas, please feel free to reach out to your group, reach out to me, and we are all happy to help you.